Hi folks, just thought if you haven't started any recipes yet, tried any sort of baking, a really good one to start with is the 2-minute English muffin, page 89 of the handbook. So let's get started. We're going to need a container that can hold about 200 mils of water or liquid. Ideally, it'll be glass or Pyrex, microwavable. These are really good. They seem to be more non-stick, but I'm going to use a plastic one. This is just a little takeaway tub. Produces a nice little square or rectangular slice. So we'll start off with a whole egg and pop it into our dish, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of water and a tablespoon of olive oil. This is just plain olive oil. It's not extra virgin and it's not the ultra fine one either. So it's just plain olive oil, 1 tablespoon. I'm going to add a heaped tablespoon of ground almonds. You can get these in Aldi's. That's the cheapest place to buy them. Little packets in the baking section. You need 1 heaped tablespoon. So now, don't use the 30 grams it suggests in the book because it gives you about double, but a heaped tablespoon of ground almonds. That's the same thing as almond flour. And the recipe says to use golden milled flaxseed. That's more expensive and a bit harder to find. So again, Aldi's and all the big supermarkets are now doing milled flaxseed. This is the brown one, and it produces just as nice result. So a good heaped tablespoon of that as well. Then a pinch of salt, and it is literally a pinch. I tend to be a bit over generous, so a little pinch of salt and 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. So that's about that. Okay, so I think that's everything. I'm going to just whisk it up with a fork and in the container, give it a good swizzle like this, so you can see, just stir it round until you've got all the lumps out. It's as simple as that. This is an experiment because I'm not absolutely sure if the plastic is going to be non-stick. I know the glass works really well, but either way, I'm sure it'll be lovely. So I'm just sort of smashing out the lumps with the fork, making sure the egg's all mixed in. I think it would be quite feasible to make up sort of a bigger quantity of this and do a batch of them sort of in the microwave, one after the other. Because one of the most important things about this lifestyle is prepping and getting ahead, being prepared, and having things always in the fridge or the freezer ready to go. Because if you don't, unfortunately, it's too easy, to revert back to your old way of eating. So that's basically just the liquid batter mix. I'm going to stick that in the microwave to start with for 1 minute. In the past, 1 minute on full power, and then I'm going to prick it. Sometimes you'll end up with a big deep air pocket and a big hole. So if I do it for 1 minute, prick it with the fork and then finish it off, we'll just see how that comes out. So this is going to be really filling and very nutritious because we've got the protein of the eggs, we've got some really good quality fats, we've got the olive oil, the flax is full of really good quality oils, the omega-6, omega-3s, and lots of fibre. So you're going to find it a lot more filling than your average roll or crumpet, and far more tasty. And it's actually doing you good. So let's see how this is doing. I can smell it. It smells delicious. This is one that I made yesterday, and you can see that it's lovely and bendy. I mean, it's just like a lovely thick slice of wholemeal bread. So let's have a look. How's that doing? That's doing pretty well. So halfway through cooking, it's got little wet patches on the top, sort of damp patches. So I'm just going to do a couple of pricks through that, pop it back in for 1 more minute, and then I'm going to have that toasted and with a poached egg. So together that will make a really very filling, high protein breakfast, which will keep me going right through till lunchtime without the need to have a snack. So let's have a look. I think the other thing is, you know, if you haven't got the right size dishes, just divide the mixture into 2. A ramekin, these are these little cheesy melt things that you pop in the oven. So any dish that's microwavable. You can put seeds on the top. Sometimes if I'm serving it to other people, you know, a few mixed seeds can be quite nice. But to be honest, I just tend to just leave those off at the moment, off this particular basic one. We'll see how this is coming out. So it's actually shrunk a little bit. It's pulled away from the edges there, you can see. And I'm just going to flip it out onto the worktop. Well, that came out beautifully, nice and clean. And there it is. So steaming hot. So when that's cold, with a bit of butter or toasted, then it makes, you know, a really good alternative to your standard bread. Okay, hope you enjoy the recipe and enjoy eating your 2-minute English muffin.